Alright, so I don't know if this is going to be the first video or which video this is going to be. It's probably not going to be the first one, but today we're going to be prepping the SR to be rebuilt. So there's a lot of stuff I meant to record that I missed, but oh well. So we're going to go into that garage right there, and we're going to go start building an SR. This is Miley. Oh geez, how are you doing today? She's our work dog. She helps us work on the motor, yeah? Here is my SR block. We actually just took it down to the block. I was gonna make a whole video about this, but it was, I don't know, I just got into it and didn't really have the time to record. But now I'm gonna start actually making videos how I planned. So got it down so that the crank, actually, we already pulled it out, but we put it back in just to kind of keep it here for now. And today we're really just going to be cleaning everything and, you know, just making it all nice in here. And we're going to also check the head. So I'll show you guys how to check the head so that you can check if your valves are leaking or anything like that. But we're just going to start by cleaning this guy off today. So, and I'll be doing this with my dad actually, because I never really got to do projects with him. So I decided, let's do a project together. And yeah. So let's get to it. So we just pulled the motor out, you know, we just rolled the whole thing out, so I'll just give you guys a better view of it so you can kind of see. Obviously it's upside down right now, but yeah, I mean it looks alright. But anyway, the reason I pulled it out in the first place is actually it has low compression cylinder 2. That is, that's my fault. And I just got a Facebook message, nice. Right. There it all is, all the parts from the motor. So we're going to be taking the head out, we're going to be putting it on that same table, and we're going to be showing you guys how to check for valve leaks. Okay, so first things first, we're going to go ahead and pull out all the rocker arms, because when we flip the head over, these would all just fall out. There's also shims that are underneath them, so if I pull this guy out and set this down, there's a shim right here. Let me get a zoom in on that for you, some focus. So there's also these shims in here, and these are going to be a little bit of a pain in the butt to make sure that, you know, you don't want any of these kinds of things to fall out. I'm pretty sure both of these can fall out. If not, it's this one. But yeah, so got to make sure about that. And then we have, you know, some muffin tray thing so that we can set all these down like this. That way we don't misplace them. So to get those shims out, and yes, both of them come out, I've got a little magnet right here, and we're going to make sure that they go into each tray with the same rocker arm, so every cylinder is going to stay in the same place basically. And yeah, we just got to remember that basically the notched side for these ones are on that side, the notched ones for this side are on this side. So a little bit of a pain in the butt to remember, but you just go ahead and stick your magnet down on this guy and they come out like that. So we're gonna do that to the whole thing. Now we're pulling the lifters out, guys. Make sure that you keep them upright. Don't want them to drain out. We're gonna pull all the lifters, make sure they stay obviously in the same position and all that. So you can see how we've got everything organized. Pretty simple, nothing too crazy. And yeah, we'll get back to you guys after that. With everything out, we've got the head flipped over, and you can actually see which cylinder was bad, the cylinder 2, because all the gas was just unburnt fuel was going through here, and this one stayed really, really clean. Even the spark plug for this one is the cleanest, but then, you know, all the nastiness in the other cylinders. Alright, so what we've done is we've sprayed a little bit of degreaser on top of the valves, and we're going to go ahead and try to seal that off as well as we can and blow some air in it. Right there?
Nothing coming out of that side.
Alright, and we're going to go ahead and do that for all the cylinders, so I'll let you know how it goes. We just put the head away. We found out that 2 valves are leaking with our at-home test, so I got to take it down to the machine shop, and now we're going to be cleaning the block. So right now we're just starting with the, I call it like the secondary oil pan. I mean, well, the primary oil pan, the regular oil pan that you see, the black little thing that sticks off, that goes right down there. We're just started off by cleaning out all these little channels, and now we're spraying it with some degreaser, and we're going to hit it with a brush and water and all that. And we took this off too, so we'll go put that back on after, and one step at a time. This isn't perfectly clean, but hey, it's a lot better than it was, and that's what we're looking for. Not a lot of gunk anywhere inside of here anymore, and yeah, this is gonna be fun. A whole lot of fun. Alright, so in the new timing chain kit that I ordered, because might as well change that at the same time, it actually is going to give us a new one of these gears, so we're going to be pulling this whole thing off. Just putting the crankshaft bolt back in there, or the pulley bolt, sorry, back in there, and then just getting a puller on there and yanking it off. And that is the beginning to what this is going to be. Alright, so we're back with the motor. All the valves are removed, and we're going to just start cleaning everything and getting valves clean, and we're gonna eventually start getting into here and doing the lapping. See how that goes. Alright, we got the head pulled out, we got our rotary tool. We're just gonna keep this at 10 as our setting, and we're gonna go start cleaning all inside of here and around here. I'd record it while I'm doing it, but it'd be a little difficult right now because only I'm here. So I went in and we cleaned it up just a little, nothing crazy yet, because that was just to get like all the carbon buildup and stuff out, or at least most of it. We scrubbed the head down as much as possible. This is actually all smooth. Just make sure your valve seat is nice and clean like that. If I could get it to focus, there you go. Make sure that guy's nice and clean, and I'll show you what you gotta do. You're gonna need this thing and the lapping compound and your valves. And you gotta clean the valves, so I guess we gotta clean those first actually. Alright, so here we go, cleaning the first valve with the table grinder.
And it's very light pressure. I'm just letting it go by itself, basically. Is it good? Good. We're going to just put all the valves back in, and then we're going to lap one at a time.
Yep. And so these are all clean. The two with the white dots were the ones that were leaking. They're my exhaust valves. And we'll show you guys how to lap it and all that good stuff.
And a little goes a long way.
In front of us are the two valves, or are two of the valves, sorry. One of them has been lapped. If I can get that to focus. The one on the left has been lapped and the one on the right has not. You can actually see all the pitting on the one on the right. If I turn this around, it looks pretty smooth all the way. If I turn this one around, you can really tell that I'm turning it. So I'll even show you the difference in the seats real fast. Okay. The one that has been lapped, the one that hasn't been lapped. I mean, you can use a finer grit compound as well. Alright, so our valves are done. We got the head in this little plastic container. I've got some degreaser over there, just oil eater kind. An extra bucket in case you want to fill that up and, you know, dip something in there. I'm not using that just yet. And just a plastic brush, and in there's a Scotch-Brite pad. You don't want to damage any of the aluminum, but just get this guy nice and clean. But just spray all of it down. Just get a nice, you know, just soak it basically, and just start brushing. Spray it some more, brush it until you kind of get it looking clean, and then we're going to pressure wash it. So, see you guys in a bit. Now that I've got the head cleaned, I've got my compressor turned on with just a nozzle so I can spray this out. You want to keep this, you know, sprayed as good as you can, get it as dry as possible. And sorry about any wind noise or any background noise. But yeah, so we're just going to spray this whole thing out. I'm just kind of showing you my before and after as I'm doing it, because I really just can't record while I'm doing it right now. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and blow this whole thing out, and we'll go take a look after, make sure it's all dry. We've got the head sitting out here in the sun to finish drying. I sprayed it out with air, hit it with a little bit of paper towel here and there. Make sure you get everything nice and as dry as possible. This is actually pretty dry right now, but I'm just leaving it out here. Inside here, my dad's just, we're scrubbing off the mating surface for the head gasket to start, and then we will start cleaning this whole thing down. We've unbolted just about everything you need to take off. You need to take off basically everything. There's nothing you really want to leave on. No sensors, nothing like that. You don't want anything getting wet. Now that we've got everything taken out, we took out the little oil sprayers for like the cylinders. We're going to be popping these freeze plugs out because they are rusty, and when they're rusty, the backside will be worse. Well, normally anyway. So we're gonna get we're gonna use a punch kind of a thing, almost like a flathead basically, and you want to punch this in and turn it, and then you can pull it out. So we'll show you that. And just keep in mind always that you're very close to the cylinder wall, so you just got to be gentle, but not gentle. So I brought one of the freeze plugs out here into the light so you could check out what we did. And what we did was we punched one side in, this turned. You don't want to pry against the edge of the block there. So since it was turned, we punched in one side like this and just got something inside that was a hook shape, and we were able to just pry it right out by prying it against itself. So pretty easy. The backside on this one's not too bad. The other one was pretty fucked. You just don't want to be prying against your block there. So there's my well, finished product, I guess, for now. I really don't think I need to clean this anymore. It's not too bad. It's not 100% perfect, but if you saw how it was before, you know that it was not this nice looking at all. I'm gonna hit it with the air, dry that thing off, and set it down next to that guy. Actually, that one's gonna come off of there because it's dry. All right, back in the garage, we've got, we just set the crank in there for now, putting like just a little bit of things back on right now. This is for the oil filter. It's got these two little O-rings, they go right there. And I actually have a whole kit right down there, all the gaskets. These, presumably, just sit right in there like so, like that. So those will just sit in there like that. We're gonna get this thing, it's cleaned up, so we'll just get this thing put on there. Same way we took it off, which was, I'm gonna let the O-rings fall out, which is just like that. Not too bad. And that is these guys right here. First thing, for putting the valves back in, we're gonna get this, which is a mix of some break-in oil and just basically and some conventional motor oil. That way we can, when we put the valves in, they're gonna be nice and lubricated. So we're gonna get this guy at an angle. Just give it a good squirt. Oh, it's not going. There we go. Just give it a good squirt in there. And yeah, just don't squirt straight down, and we're gonna do that for all of them. After lubricating all of the valves and the holes, we got all the valves back in their original positions. And now we're gonna be putting on, getting everything from the valve stem seals all the way to, well, basically reassembling the whole head.
They don't come with the kit.
So basically what we're gonna use these for, those are gonna slide over the top of the valve, and they're gonna cover what you really cannot see on video, but you'll see it on your own valves, as these have a groove right here. That'll help us put the seals on a lot better. Using an extension and an 11mm and a 10mm, the smaller for the intake side and the larger for the exhaust side. Anyways, you can see right there we've got our valve stem seals on all the way around. And next we will be putting in the springs and retainers. We'll be putting these guys in. That's just going to be a whole bunch of fun right there. So there we are. We've got all the springs and retainers back in. It's actually not too hard if you've got two people and, well, a tool we made at home. It's actually not too bad. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend doing this by yourself at all. So right here we're just honing it. We've got our really nice honing tool, and you don't really got to do too much. Just make sure you stay moving while your drill's going, because you don't want to stay in one place and destroy your motor there. And there you go, you see our hatch marks on the side. It looks nuts.